Okay, so I have drawn doors on my front buildings, and now I'm going to show you how to do double doors because you're required to do one set of double doors. So I've got one done here, so I'm going to show you how to do that correctly over on this side. So remember that the top of the door needs to go to the vanishing point. So I'm going to make it nice and wide. Sides are just vertical. Okay, now there's a correct way to find the center so that it's in perspective. And how you do that is by drawing an X. So you connect opposite corners. And where the X meets in the middle, that is where your center line goes. Okay, so that's where my center line is. And then you just erase your X. So when you draw that, make sure you draw it lightly. And then I put push bars over here. So I'll do push bars on this side as well. And those should go to the vanishing point. Okay, so that is how you do a double door. Let's see, next on the list would be windows. So windows are fairly similar to doors. The top and bottom need to go to the vanishing point, and the sides are just vertical. So first I'm just going to make some reference lines. I'm going to put some windows on this building here. So I'm going to draw these kind of light because parts of them I'm going to have to erase. Okay, so there's my first set. I leave a small space. There's my second set. Another small space in between. There's my third set. Okay, so now I just need to put the sides in. You can do them all at the same time so that they're all in line. Like that. Okay, so there's my first set. And I'm going to leave a small space in between. Okay, another thing to remember is that as things get further away, they get smaller. So since I started on the far side, these should be smaller than the ones on this side. So this will be my last set. Okay, so then you just have to erase the extra lines in between. And you have windows. Okay, so there's my windows. Another way you can add details to buildings without doing the individual windows is by adding lines like this. So on this building, the lines are just vertical, and on this one, they go to both vanishing points. Okay, so that's another way to add details to the buildings and make them look interesting without having to draw individual windows. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is make a sign on one of the buildings. So I'm going to go and just put a sign over here. So first you need to draw the outline, which is kind of like a giant window. So the top and the bottom should go to the vanishing point. The sides should just be vertical. Okay, so now even your letters should go to the vanishing point. So what I'm going to do now is just draw a light reference line that I'm going to erase later. So that's why I'm drawing it so light. So this is going to be the bottom and top of my letters. So I'm just going to make this sign just for the purpose of this demonstration. I'm just going to make this say JCHS. Okay, so I'm going to make some block letters. Something like that. Okay, obviously this isn't big enough to be our school. Uh-oh, I don't know if I'm gonna have room for the S. Okay, so something like that. So even the letters go to the vanishing point, and then all you have to do is just erase your reference line in between. So that is how you would make a sign. Okay, so the last thing that we need to talk about is doing brick on one of your buildings. So I'm going to go ahead and do brick on this building right here. I'm going to measure it so that all my bricks are the same size. So since it's going to go on both sides, I want to make my measurements on this center line. So basically on the corner. So I'm going to make it 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to make a little dot to kind of go off of it every 1/4 inch. Okay, so then you just connect to the vanishing point on both sides. Okay, so now I have done my lines to the vanishing points on both sides. Okay, so now I'm ready to go ahead and put my vertical lines in for my brick. So in order to do that, you are trying to get a perfectly vertical line, so I'm lining it up with this right now, kind of making it parallel with it. And you're going to mark in every other space. Okay, then I decide how wide I want my brick to be, about like that. And I'm going in the same space. Okay, and then once you've got that, go right in the middle of those lines and do the opposite ones. So that's it for that side. Now I have brick.